Hello and thanks for joining me for day 3, and today we're going to focus on the spine. So this is a spine strengthening workout. So we're going to work obviously all the muscles on the posterior chain, but also going to do some abs, a few arms, glutes, because they all help us support the back. So we're going to start in a 4-point kneeling position. Okay, so we want our wrists under our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. Okay, so we're not sinking down, we're lifting up from the abdominals, our abdominals are engaged, and we're really feeling strong across the backs of the shoulders. So we're just going to do a mini cat stretch, which is just for the lower back. So don't go into the upper back at all, just try and stretch your lower back out and then release it back to neutral. So it's a really subtle movement, but it really focuses you on that lower back, which tends to get squashed and stiff if we sit a lot or drive or sit at a desk. So just do 2 more like that. And last one. Good. So we're going to go into our full cat and a slight cow now. So we inhale to repair, exhale, lift up from that lower back and then come up into the mid and upper back. And then release back down to neutral. We do come into a slight extension. Again, try and get as much movement as you can out of the spine. 2 more. And release. And last one. And release. Okay, so now we're going to go back to focusing just on the lower back, and we're going to wag our tail. So by that, we're just going to move the pelvis and the left hip towards the left shoulder, and then go back to the center, and then to right. Again, this is a subtle movement, but it really helps free up that lower back. So we kind of wag, wag, and then neutral, and then go to the other side. And last one. Great. Okay. So back in our stable, strong, supported 4-point kneeling position, we're going to glide the right leg back, making sure that those hips stay pointing down to the mat like headlights. Then if you wish, glide the left arm forward, raise the right leg only in line with the hip. And if you wish again, raise the left arm, and we're going to just hold the left arm straight as we lower and lift the back leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold it up and tiny pulses up with the arm and the leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that down. Excellent. A lot of balance involved there. Okay, so working the same right leg, we're going to go into our fire hydrant exercise. I'll just show you on the left so you can see. We're just going to take the hip out, the leg out to the side with the knee bent and in. So this is working around the glute. Okay, so we'll go for 10 on the right leg. So for 10, 9. Again, keep those hips pointing down towards the mat like headlights. We don't want to be twisting in the spine. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Just come back a second, just go off those wrists, just give them a little twist, and then we'll come back and we'll repeat that on the other side. So getting nice and stable, glide the left leg back this time. If you wish, take the right arm to the front of the mat. We're going to lift the leg, and again, if you wish, lift the arm. So we're going to lower and lift for 8, 7. Okay, if at any time this gets too heavy, go down to level 2 or level 1. Okay, you've got to listen to your body. I don't want you to put any pressure on that lower back. You shouldn't be arching at all. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything in. Let's go to our fire hydrant on the other leg. So we take the leg out to the side and in. 9, 8, 7, don't tip over to the right side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just widen the knees. And let's sit back into a rest pose. Oh, let's take a couple of nice big deep breaths. And again. And then rolling up, and we're going to come and lie on our tummy. So we want our feet the width of the mat. The heels are slightly turned in. This just gives us a little bit more space in the pelvis. Okay, our glutes are lifting up to support that lower back, and our our abs are lifting up to support the lower back, and our glutes and hamstrings are pulling down the legs. Okay, we're going to put our hands so the palms are facing up. Our head is just hovering off the mat. Okay, and we're going to inhale, lift up, the palms turn towards the mat, and we're in this dart position. We're flying through the sky. And then we're relaxing down. Good. So inhale on the extension and exhale on the release. So as you turn your palms in, you really want to feel the scapula on the back, they're pulling together and back, really extending across the front of the chest to counter all that forward movement we have where we're got forward looking at our phones or the computer. And let's do 2 more. And then last one. And just put your hands underneath your forehead, rock the pelvis to release off any tension. Okay, now hands are going to come to just in front of our shoulders. Again, legs stay where they are. We're going to inhale as we lift up. We're going to shoot the arms forward and then just pull those lats together at the back again. Staying up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down, and then let's round over an imaginary beach ball into a shell stretch, just to get some flexion after that extension. And rolling up, and we're going to come back into a 4-point kneeling position. And turn around. And we're going to work some arms. So we're going to do some push-ups because the arms are linking into the upper back. So it's really important that we work those muscles. So we're going to do some baby tricep dips here. So we're going to be in a nice 4-point kneeling. We're just going to dip the elbows and back. So it's a really subtle little movement. So don't make sure that you're not going back like that. So you want your head to come forward slightly in the center of your hands. So do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now walk the hands out so they're in front of the shoulders. Okay, keeping the back supported by the abs, and we're going to bend the elbows down to the mat and push up. For 8, should really feel this in the triceps. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just tuck the feet under and let's just come up into a up stretch, down dog. Just to have a little bit of stretch out. And then lower to the knees, and we're going to come to a seated position on the mat. Okay, so we're going to go into our half roll back exercise. So when we're in a half roll back position, we want to be really high on those sit bones. So we don't want to be slouching back. So if you need to hold on to your, these are the fronts of the shins or the backs of the thighs to get into that position, or sit on a seat block, you do that. So either level 1 is to hold on behind the thighs. We're going to tip that pelvis back. So just create that C curve, really scooping the abs as we roll back, keeping in your C shape, come up and back to vertical. If you wish to add a little bit more, take the arms long. So we inhale, exhale, really tuck that pelvis so it's tipping back towards you. Hold back, stay in the C and come up. So we're going to do 6, whichever level you prefer. So it's really, really important that you get as much of a C as you can. It's not, the idea of the exercise is to get flexion in the spine. It's not to go back as far as you can. So we don't want to grip in our hip flexors, because then the work goes out of the abs and into the fronts of the legs. 3 more. Two. And then last one. And up. Okay, now I want you to roll back and hold it in a position where you feel you're comfortable. Okay, and we're going to lift alternate arms up for 8, 7, 6, 5. Amazing how heavy arms become. 3, 2, 1. Rolling up. Hold on to the front of the knees and just let's come into a slight extension. Great job. Okay, holding on behind the thighs now, we're going to roll down onto our backs. Okay, so first time we're on the mat, so we want to make sure we're in a nice comfortable position. We want our pelvis to be heavy, ribs are nice and heavy, shoulders are nice and flat. We've got no tension and our pelvis is going to be in a neutral position. We're going to go into some hip rolls. So we inhale to prepare, exhale, tip your pelvis towards the rib cage and then pushing through the heels, use the glutes and hamstrings to push up. So you're in a nice straight line. The top, the knees are pushing forward. Your inner thighs are working to keep your legs straight. Inhale and then exhale. Get as much movement as you can out of the spine as you come down. Okay, we're going to do 3. So move at your own pace, but do try to get as much movement as you can out of the spine. And make sure you're really lengthening at the top. And 1 more. And down. Excellent. So we're going to go into a shoulder bridge now. So working those glutes a bit more. We're going to start off with 8 basic and then we're going to add on. So our arms along at the mat, you can use those to help you lift. We're just going to pick the pelvis straight up now and then tap down. So make sure that pelvis keeps in neutral for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pick the pelvis up. I want you to take your right knee to tabletop and we're going to do 5 taps down for 5, 4. Make sure the leg is going away. 3, 2, 1. Bring that in, other leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, tap down. Okay, back to those basics, but this time we're going to take our externally rotate. So we're just making our knees go the width of the mat and our knees are tracking our toes. So we're going to lift up, tap down. So this is working the outside of the glute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap down. So bring the feet back to parallel. I'm going to pick the pelvis up again. Lift the right knee to tabletop, and we're just going to do some knee circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, tap down, other leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap down. Whew. Excellent job. Right, rolling onto our side now. We're going to go into our side bend prep because laterally flexing the spine is just so important, as well as the natural flexion and extension using the side muscles. We want to make sure our back can move in all directions. Great, so I don't know how to describe this position, but go into this position on the mat and we're going to lift the bottom hip up and we're going to arch over and create a rainbow. Get your top hip as high as you can. Just feel a lovely stretch down the side and then tap down. Good. Again. Make sure the bum isn't going back. Push those hips forward so you get the maximum amount of stretch. Down. And 3. Down, and we'll do one more. And down. Excellent. Just have a quick counter stretch. We are going to go onto that side, but we're going to do a quick plank exercise before we go on to our side bend prep on the other side. So come back into 4-point kneeling. We're going to step our right leg out, left leg out. We're going to move forward on the feet and hands and back 4 times. 2, keep those abs engaged to support the back. 3, 4, did I say 4 or 5? One more. 5. Right leg in, left knee in and down. One more plank exercise. I'm going to do a mountain climber, but slow, not super fast. So lift the knees, right leg back, left leg back. Then we do knee in and out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Brilliant. Let's come over to the other side for our side bend prep. Arm is on top of the knee, and the other hand, make sure you have plenty of room to come up, so it doesn't want to be too close. So we're lifting up as we create our rainbow, and down. 3 more. Down. Oh, that stretch does feel nice. And last one. And down. Brilliant job, guys. So let's just end seated cross-legged. And we're just going to put our hands on our knees. We're going to just tip back on the pelvis and then rock it forward and open out the chest. So tip back, arms will come forward and then opening out. So we look slightly up to where the ceiling meets the wall. Just a couple more. last one. And out. And that's you done for the day. So thanks so much again. I know I always say it, but thanks for joining me on the mat. Day 3, you're doing really well, keeping consistent. And I'll see you back here for day 4 tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.